what does everybody here think? Discounting ideas, like religious ideas, if you like, that is somehow treading God's toes, is the chance that we will manage to do artificially what we can already do naturally, which is to self-replicate, essentially to create something that's just like us, a computer that talks the way we do, feels the way we do, and can pass the Turing test. What do you think is the chances, assuming there's no collapse?
I would still say slim, very slim.
You would say slim?
Yeah.
Okay, give it a percentage.
10% chance?
Okay, so 1 in 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 10% chance there. What do you think of the chances that we'll achieve this aim that we are
I mean,
pursuing?
it seems impossible, but yeah, pretty slim.
Pretty simple. So you say?
Thereabouts.
Okay, Sally, what do you think of the chances? I mean, like, essentially we assuming
I
there's
think
no
it's
collapse.
high from the point of view of you meeting this creature and believing it's another human being.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same as making a creature that's exactly like a human being.
I suppose the thing is
Making
that
it believable and passing the
if you
Turing
can't
test is
tell-
not the same as making it.
I suppose the question is, if you can't tell the difference, you're not really in a position to take the risk, insofar as switching it off
Or chopping it up.
or chopping it up.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I
it is?
think it's high in that case, but I think
Yeah.
that's different from
Okay,
it
so-
actually being a categorical success.
To a certain extent, I mean, obviously I'm here, but you can't.
Yeah, it might have happened already.
It might have happened already. So what would you say are the chances of a machine passing the Turing test and essentially becoming one of us toward as far as it's
Within the next 200 years.
Yeah.
Without,
But
yeah.
in the next 300.
95?
Yeah. Okay, so 95%. Jeremy,
Pay attention.
that we can artificially, if let's say quantum computing takes off and we have qubits that can produce the same number of possibilities that there are atoms in
Pass a
the
Turing test.
to pass the Turing test, so that we don't
Pretty
know,
high, yeah.
so we can't be sure.
For Turing test.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pretty high.
Well, that's the only test we can do. So what would you
That's
say it was? What would you say?
You're having
it
the
was?
same conversation as him as I just had.
Sorry. We've been worrying about the
Okay,
batteries and
yeah.
stuff. Going to get it going again.
So what would you give it?
Again, this is high probabilities. I don't think I can do.
Okay.
I haven't got a good enough handle on
But you think
the processes.
okay,
I wouldn't.
let's say
like,
we
give it a
wouldn't
number.
be surprised.
Come on,
If
no
you
one
don't,
else has chickened out so
yeah,
far.
come on, Jez.
Just say a number.
Just
Say it.
I'm not going to give it a
Move
number.
on.
Yeah.
Does that mean you
haven't
haven't got
got
a fulcrum of belief?
No, it just means that
Haven't got enough
he's not being
information.
included in the
No,
final
haven't got
sum.
enough
Tom,
information.
do you have a?
Well, considering the fact that, like in California, they're already using quantum computers to create mini universes at the tiniest level, like using Planck nets to build like triangulated crazy things, which are basically using the same rules of our universe that we understand.
Yeah.
It's very likely.
So give it a percentage.
High, 99.999.
99.9. I've got to say, I'm kind of on yours. We're moving towards it. We're moving towards it. Moving towards
9.
it. You just interested.
Recurring
Alistair.
infinitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different when you consider that, like, what's gone on in the last 80 years, 70, 80 years, and when you
Yeah.
consider that, I know that there's not complete consensus on this, but the idea that developments, the time it takes to double,
Yeah,
Say
it's
process
supposed to be every
speed.
year, isn't it? But if
doubles, you know,
Yeah.
if you work on that sort of premise,
if
then
quantum computing comes along, I think we'll see an uplift. But if it doesn't, I think we'll see a tail.
perhaps, sure, yeah, but on that basis, I think at least 70 or 80%.
Okay, so let's say 75. Do you care to hazard a guess?
I would say 99.9.
99.9. I've got to
It's
say,
already happening right
yeah,
now.
I would say
It
actually
seems
once,
almost inevitable.
once the
Yeah.
machine is already beating us at a reading and comprehension test, which requires a huge breadth of knowledge as to what they're referencing and what they're referring to and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I really cannot believe that if we don't have another dark age, I mean, obviously if civilization collapses, that's different, but if we continue to progress, especially if we manage to overleap the barrier that's presented by quantum computing, and other computers that essentially have kind of unlimited processing power, then we're not going to achieve this.
But are you talking about a machine that could actually love something or love another object? Because
Yeah.
that's the ultimate test, sure.
Funny thing is, I believe my wife when she says she loves me, and that's all that counts. Our entire lives are internal. The truth of the matter is, it's just like, are other people capable of love? I guess. I think that I am. But the truth of the matter is that everybody that I meet is literally just like a load of kind of electrical signals being interpreted by my brain. My mum is just a kind of like a portion of my brain which is memories of my mum. And I project, if you like, the feelings that I feel. So when I'm feeling sad, when I see her feeling sad, I imagine that she's really feeling that. But all I can do is go on the stimuli that I'm given. It's exactly the same as with anything else. You can never know whether the machine is feeling sad or whether it's just blowing its own screen out for effect.
I'm wondering if the machine would even actually understand the concept of love, though. But okay.
It's a difficult question. But the answer to it is, the way I see it is that essentially everything that makes me me is containing like 6 packs of butter inside my head. And inside of those 6 packs of butter, it's broken up into neurons that kind of look like this. They're multi-limbed. And the truth of the matter is if somebody actually wanted to crunch it, I have a certain limited processing power. And whatever that processing power is, if somebody manages to produce a computer with the same processing power and sticks the same programming into that computer will essentially be me to all intents and purposes. It will also think it's me. There's nothing magic going on inside my skull. It's literally just a question of, do you have the bits and bytes, and do you have the program to make it go?
The amount of space needed for the chance for it to happen.
Exactly. Or the amount of space needed for the chance for it to happen. It's one of those interesting things, actually, that if you... nowadays, the way in which we deal with complex problems, so the way in which we dealt with the first self-driving car, the way in which we dealt with AlphaGo, like teaching it to play Go, the way in which we deal with trying to work out what the gates are of extinct animals, is we no longer kind of take a guess, we literally just put in the muscle attachments, the skeleton of the animal, and we just allow computers to run through one gate after another, after hundreds of thousands, while we smoke fags, drink beer, and like throw balls into cups. And then after a couple of hours, the screen blinks up, and there's a working gate. We literally allow it to do it through trial and error because it's actually quicker than for us to do it ourselves. The truth of the matter is, if you wanted to create a biome that was capable of sustaining a living thing, and you had the processing power, you wouldn't bother typing in the lines of code. You'd type in the basic parameters and just let it run, and let it generate it. Because that's the whole point of having a thinking machine. It would literally be like buying JCB and then digging a hole by hand. You let it do the donkey work.
We've got it in civil engineering where the art of designing a bridge is going out the window.
Yeah.
You stick in your constraints and parameters,
And the computer
and the
churns it
computer
out.
churns out 1,000 permutations that
That's
work.
exactly right.
So you pick one that you like the look of.
So the funny thing is that we've obviously all had a guess here, and once you take away theism from kind of goats and sandals and beards, and you boil it down to what it actually is, which is just a straightforward, somebody tries to make a creation that's just like it, manages it, and then it realises that, it's in a spot of bother, and then ends up having like a very fractious relationship with it maybe, or maybe doesn't care less, just switches it off. In our case, that hasn't happened. They're actually giving it fairly robust chances, whereas this one, as we've already said, is essentially like, more than 0 or dick. Or one in infinite multiverse. Now I'm going to tell you something now, and I hope you're listening at home. In fact, if you are an atheist and you need to go to the toilet, go to the toilet. I'll wait. If you've got the kettle on and you can't really hear, go and switch it off. So I've got some really bad news for you. And this is really bad news, but it is also true. It's absolutely inevitable. If you've been using the infinite multiverse as a way of making a chance universe palatable, because it makes everything possible, and reducing your chances from just more than 0 or dick to 1, you're listening carefully. In the same way as in one of these multiverses, I've currently won the 100 metres gold medal. I have to find the quote now.
Hence the
Oh,
start
here we go,
of
here we
Dad's
go.
race.
This means that if you travel far enough, you'll eventually encounter a universe containing an identical copy of you. Oh my god. Ted Mark, again, has calculated that your nearest copy is about 10 to the power 10 to 29 metres away. Carry on and you'll find your universe's twin lies 10 to the power 10 to 118 metres from here. Since an infinite universe hosts an infinite number of variations, somewhere you, I, have just won the Olympic 100 metres gold medal. Congratulations! But I'll tell you something else that I've just done, definitely just done, and that you cannot get away from, is that I am sitting at a desk with my head in my hands, staring in horror at the screen, realising that I've just managed to successfully self-replicate, and that I've made a creature that's just like me. The idea that the multiverse proves the atheist premise is great. It does, but it also proves the theist premise. So bad luck. It's one-to-one. And not only will there be theist universes, or universes that contain creatures who've successfully self-replicated, but there will be an infinite number of them. So if you think that a multiverse is a way of scoffing at theists, you really haven't thought it through, because the theists also get exactly what they want out of a multiverse, which is they're absolutely certainly dead sure right that theist universes exist as well as atheist universes. The only question is, which one are we in? Now, the measured problem suggests that it's very hard to tell, because we've got an infinite number of multiverses, an infinite number of universes that are atheists, we've got an infinite number of universes that are theists. But, since I've had a few, I'm going to try and tell you that's not true in about 10 minutes after this break. So, thank you for listening so far. Yeah, I've written everything.
Right in the flip chart.
We've missed a bit.